All right, we're live. We're live here. Monday Night Tales from the Flipside. I know we haven't been on in a while. I know Z's been off. I've been off. Actually, today I didn't even go to work. That's a little sneaky preview for everybody. I wasn't feeling too hot. But we're back. We're gonna talk about X-Men '97. We're is it are we more than halfway? It's 8 episodes, right? I guess. 8. I think 8.
Yeah. It was yeah, we're 5 in. Well, isn't there? When is the second half?
The next episode's 17th.
Yeah, so there's 3 episodes left.
Okay, it's more than halfway.
Yeah, 8, 9, and 10. Oh no, sorry, no. There's 10 episodes total, with 8, 9, 10 being a 3-part series.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay, so we're halfway there. So that's cool. We're gonna get X-Men '97. We have a ton of news to catch up on because we haven't been on in like 2 weeks. Market report. I have a pickup. So that's cool. And we're gonna start the show. So let's go there. Okay. Okay, everybody.
I like how Dino's got the shirt for the show.
Oh, so okay, check this out. So this came from Old Navy of all places.
Huh.
It's like $12, dude.
Nice.
I told my wife, I'm just buying this. I don't even care. I'm even rocking this medium.
Taxes.
Yeah. It's officially a costume.
Pretty much.
That's right. I took last week off to watch the Boilers get smacked, so I'm still recovering.
You know what's funny? One of my friends of the Boilers, like he went to Purdue and everything too, and they had a hell of a season, man. I mean, nobody was beating UConn.
UConn looked like fucking animals.
Yeah, that was about how that was going to go.
They were superb. I'd take nothing from them.
Buy everything. I'm joking. I don't know. We'll figure out what we can buy. We'll talk about that in the news and stuff. Everybody's doing stuff. Okay, here we go. So I just did this in alphabetical order. It doesn't mean it's better or worse. I just do it in alphabetical order. Captain America. Is this New World Order again? Is that what they call it now again?
Yeah.
Is it Brave New World or New World?
Brave New World.
Brave New World. New NWO. Whatever.
I've changed it a few times.
I know. So they released screenshots, right? Or testing sites.
Yeah, the usual Entertainment Weekly. Here are the production photos that we're allowed to show stuff. We're probably getting a trailer pretty soon.
Are you surprised they put Harrison Ford out there? I guess normally.
No,
I guess
everyone knew about it.
Okay.
Well, no, that was also announced like at D23 of like 2 years ago. So it was a known thing of he's back. The leader is somewhere in here as well. The guy who played him in the Hulk movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Okay. I don't know. Is anybody really excited for this?
I like the character. I like watching he does a good. He's entertaining as the actor and the character. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
I don't know how the story will be.
He's good in most stuff. So, and I did like the Disney Plus show.
Yeah,
it was Disney, wasn't still Netflix, right?
No,
yeah, it was Disney.
Yeah, so I did like that. A lot of that was also because is Winter Soldier in this as well?
No,
he's over doing Thunderbolt stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Thunderbolts. Yeah, so no, I am excited. I like the show. I liked it more than it's weird. I feel like I'm reading articles like when I saw things like this about people that were hating on the show. I don't feel like didn't seem like there was that much hate when the show was out. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I was enjoying it. But whatever.
I agreed. I'm not thinking it's going to be like the Avengers, the first one or something crazy. I think it could be a fine movie. It's not going to be a Marvel's bomb. I think it'll just be an entertaining Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Harrison Ford's take on Thunderbolt Ross. I'm excited to see Red Hulk make his appearance. And honestly, I want to see the leader. I've honestly been waiting for the payoff on that, teaser that setup since the second Hulk movie. So it's kind of like I kind of want to see what MCU leader is going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost half a Hulk movie again, too, right?
For all the purposes, yeah.
I mean, they can't call anything a Hulk movie, so you're getting Captain America and the Hulk, and that's two good characters to start. We're gonna probably get the new Falcon in there somewhere, and
We did have Ross in the original Hulk, right?
yes. It was it Dern? No,
In the MCU, forgot the one that set off the MCU that nobody remembers, and they changed all the actors.
well, he also showed up in Iron Man, did he, or wasn't he cut?
No, he was in Iron Man. So he was in Hulk. He was in Iron Man. He was also in. He's the one who was pushing the Sokovia Accords. So John Hurt, yeah, John Hurt was the Thunderbolt Ross for at least 3 movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I like I think it needs a little. I think they need a little star power, to be honest with you. So I think he's a good name for that, as long as he doesn't look like Robert De Niro when he's trying to beat up somebody when he's 80
yeah.
in that gangster movie, right? If you can still, I did not see the new Indiana Jones.
Well, but he's going to be a CGI Hulk.
No, that's
Who cares?
true. It's fake CGI Hulk. Still sometimes old guys moves like old guys.
Yeah, he was moving.
I
like
know
an
because
old
I'm
dude.
starting to myself. So
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. I mean, I bet they can just have his face and have somebody motion capture the other stuff.
yeah, just saying.
Correction.
It'd probably be the
Hurt.
Golem. Okay.
Correction, it's William Hurt who was the Thunderbolt Ross.
Is that what I said the first time? No.
No, we said John Hurt, and that's definitely a different
Name
name.
Hurt. What did I say the first time? Fuck it. It wasn't John Hurt. Somebody else. I said Dern.
Are we surprised that Tales just on a 62 isn't? A 7.0 is only $269.
I don't know. There's
Just,
so.
I don't know.
It's going to be a one and done character, a questionable thing, and the Hulk is the Hulk's run is winding down.
I don't know. I mean, I could see them finally getting their act together because brainy characters like that who are constantly like doing random shit behind the scenes could be leveraged again in future iterations. So I don't know. I mean, being rid of the leader after him finally making his like true film debut, it's like, I could see them using the character again.
I just don't see. He's a known character, but he's just not popular enough across the spectrum either, though.
Well, true, but there's plenty of villains though that they've managed to like make more relevant.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real about it. Like outside of comic book fans, nobody knew who Thanos was when he appeared on that screen. Like, let's not masquerade it.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
knew
within
who
comic
Thanos
fans, Thanos was in the top couple.
True, but like we're not the ones who made that $1 billion film.
No, I know.
Like,
I wouldn't be buying it personally.
Yeah.
And random question is with the silver head in the corner. I know what the leader looks like, but was that like a version of him? You know what I mean?
No.
Like how
So that
Iron
was
Man Hulk.
Well, so that was cameo, and then the very next issue is where you get like full on. You see him as the leader. I want to say.
But was that him in the
No.
on the cover, the back
Can
of
you
his
go
head?
back to that?
I don't know what version of. I'm just saying, was there a different version at first? I know he.
No,
obviously
that's
doesn't
somebody
look like
else.
that anymore.
That's
Yeah.
isn't that part of AIM?
Yeah, or either Chameleon, I think maybe.
Yeah, chameleon appearance.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Okay, so 63 is first full. I don't know how to realize that.
Yeah, but I think most of the money's on 62.
Most of them is on 62.
I mean, I played that book probably 10 years ago and made a few bucks on the time, but it just never really hit.
It spiked up. I definitely made like I think I managed to get like an $800 sale off of a 7.0 during COVID times.
Yeah.
Because I was one of those books where I was just like, the leader is going like he appeared, he's going to show up again, and so I scooped up a couple copies. I think I still have maybe a 7.5 and an 8.0 floating around here. So,
Yeah, at some point it was so cheap you just
Yeah.
you could buy it and just say, I'll play the long game.
yeah. So reach
Yeah.
into a box and grab it somewhere.
I mean, if you're holding some, you'll probably make some money.
How about this? So a lot of Deadpool promotion stuff. So they're coming out with the cups, the promo cups for Deadpool Wolverine or Deadpool 3. and a popcorn bucket in the Dune, right? Is that the Dune thing?
Yes, yeah. So
That's good.
it's
Yeah.
not going to actually look like that, but yeah, they're definitely planning on doing a crude bucket for Deadpool 3 in the same vein as like the.
I saw one on Instagram that was like his ass that you're reaching into.
Yeah, there's like one where it's his ass, another one where it's the side of the bucket is his mouth, and like there's a couple different like artist renditions of what it could be. But Feige wholeheartedly was like called out at CinemaCon that it's going to be some like raunchy shit. And AMC, I guarantee you, like, so, you know, AMC's a customer I support, and they definitely like love the publicity of these buckets. So
if it's wild enough, it might be worth grabbing, you know?
yeah, I mean, it gets people talking about it, if nothing else. Like you could not, like, when the Doom bucket got announced, like, I mean, SNL decided to make a skit about it. And AMC reposted it. They were loving it. So
yeah.
So I can't wait for that stuff. That'll be cool stuff. Next on the list is I did on the right. So Daredevil's finished filming, and then Chris, you put on this anti-vigilante task force patch.
yeah, so they're doing the whole storyline where, you know, cops are walking around wearing the insignia on their chest, like story arc. It's also Mayor. So it's a combination of Mayor Fisk. It's Mayor Fisk's anti-vigilante force, and, you know, a bunch of cops wearing the Punisher iconography. So it's combining a couple books that, you know, if you're still specking on Punisher, a couple books to go out there and grab.
Speaking of Dune, there are Dune movies in the works. I still haven't watched. Yeah, I still haven't watched number 2, but
it's so good, man.
I gotta get to it.
My child gaslit me on that. He kept going, I want to watch it with you. I want to go, but I got to watch one. And I'm like, okay, it's spring break. You got a whole week. Watch it. End of the week. No. And I'm like, you SOB. Same one that called me out before the show.
Nice.
Killing me.
This is bigger news. Our favorite doctor comes in.
What's up, Doc Joe?
Doc Joe. Check this out. I want to talk about Chris and maybe Sean. I don't know. So eBay acquires Golden Auctions, which shakes up the industry.
I mean, that is not necessarily a good thing. Because, I mean, first off, depending on how quickly they get their books together, anybody who was trying to split the difference so that they had two 1099s between the two companies is about to get screwed, i.e. potentially me. So that could be a problem if they consolidate their records by the end of the year. Then
I don't think they'll be that shit together.
Yeah, I mean,
that seems ambitious.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, 9 months to get that figured out. So hopefully that doesn't happen sooner than later. But I mean, also, yeah, it removes competition. So now, what type of rates are Golden gonna offer now? Where, I mean, they were offering some really competitive rates for, you know, auction signing with them in a way that, I mean, it made sense. Like, even if the book didn't hit top dollar, once I did the math, I was like, I'm still getting what people like, what people are basically, you know, getting from,
yeah, I mean,
in-person transactions.
Heritage takes 40%, man. If you're getting 10%, that's 30%. You know, you got room on. I
mean, dude, less than that.
I know, but I'm just
yeah. So
throwing out the big picture numbers.
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking numbers potentially less than that. They give you part of late fees, so if somebody pays late, you get a portion of that as well. I mean, it was a sweet deal, and honestly, they on certain books, like, you know, that mid tier type stuff, like up to a couple $1,000s, like they were actually like getting, like, you know, market, if not higher than market in some strange cases. I was like, there were books that I had with them, I was like, this finished $50 to $100 more than what it should have, like, you know, and I was like, all right, I'll take it and run with it. But yeah, this is not good for the industry at all, like consolidation like that. So
are they just gonna keep Golden running as like a live kind of auction site, or what are they doing? I don't understand it.
It hasn't really truly been announced yet. Yeah, it's just they're acquiring them. That's really the news at this point. But I mean, if Golden goes away, that's bad. If Golden stays, but is now being operated by the powers that be over at, I mean, because did they maintain TPG when they acquired them?
I thought so. I didn't hear anything about not.
I mean, Golden was really big in the sports card side, right? That was
Yeah,
their bread and butter.
and
I know they've been
memorabilia,
in
but
comics for the last couple of years, but their bread and butter was the cards.
Okay,
and
so
memorabilia also, sports
Yeah, so-
memorabilia.
So TCG still exists, but I mean, what does that world look like in comparison to what I wasn't in that world, so I don't know how it compares to post acquisition. Again, maybe Golden will continue to function as Golden did. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I just having too few of options of places to sell this stuff is just not. It's not good for anyone.
They could just be buying it for the name.
Well, and that's the thing too. Where does that leave Ken Golden at? Is he still founder and CEO theoretically? PSA also acquired the eBay Vault, so it's becoming.
Wait, PSA has the eBay Vault.
Yeah, so it looks
Yeah.
like okay, so Golden was under the Grand Collectors, imprint, like the company Collectors, which was Golden, PSA, and I think there was like something else under there as well. So basically, I guess eBay gave up the eBay Vault system and just said screw it, and
okay.
so in the deal, I guess PSA gained the eBay Vault and basically sold off Golden.
Okay. It might be a win-win for them. Like,
Yeah.
for a company standpoint, if eBay's wasn't working and PSA was just eliminating competition, it makes sense on that side.
Well, and the thing too is I don't think anything's gonna happen until at least 1-1. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris and people like that. Like it's my take. Like 1-1 maybe.
Yeah, they'll
Might
do
roll
some
out
stuff.
stuff.
I mean, I hope not. I mean, the fact that TCG Player still exists as a standalone site means that I hope that they're still producing 1099s and the like that aren't connected to your grand eBay Social Security number situation. Because again, that's just not going to be good for people who were trying to, keep things separate by having them split across multiple organizations.
I don't know.
Especially with the new 5K rule,
I don't know about this. I'm not the card guy. I need to get Yi on here.
Dude, who knows? I mean, they haven't talked about anything really yet, right?
So, well, this one will be one of those things we got to get constant updates on. So we'll kind of table it and we'll see what happens when the next announcement comes out of whatever's going to happen. So I'm sure there'll be a ton of it. This one's a late one because we were late last week. We didn't show up. Fallout TV series was moved up till April 10th. That was 5 days ago. I know I watched it. And Chris has watched it. I won't spoil too much. I think for me, I didn't play the Fallout series, so I wasn't really committed. I thought it was a little boring, but for me, it was because I think episode fatigue. I was trying to binge it all in 10 hours, and it's a little overwhelming. Trying to finish it, but Chris, you thought it was great, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. So one of my good friends has played all the games in the series, and he was really like worried about this. And until me and my partner, we completed it, and I was like, this is really good, but in my opinion, really good. But again, you played all the games. I only played 3, so I don't know how it stacks up to somebody who's more of a purist. And he came back today. He called me this morning. I was sitting at my desk, and I get a phone call, and he was like, "Hey man, I just want to chop it up real fast and talk about Fallout." I was like, "Okay, what'd you think?" He's like, "It was a solid adaptation." He was like, the things they did change were inconsequential. They managed to capture that weird, quirky, post-apocalyptic, pseudo 1950s, 1960s humor. He was like, it was just. I was like, okay, so everything that I thought was good about it, he who has a purist saw the value in what they did. So again, I think it was solid. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. somebody with a random question: is there nudity in Fallout? I want to say no.
For me, Fallout's on Amazon Prime. They really don't do a great job of kind of pushing that out. It's like it just shows up. I know they've been doing announcements, but
their advertisement is piss poor, and their algorithm on their site is piss poor. But
so it's worth it. You feel like it's worth watching if you don't know shit about the game.
Yes.
Oh no, it's absolutely worth watching. That was
like Last of Us or something.
Yeah, so it's like Walter Goggins and Ella. Is it Ella Purnell, right?
You can't go wrong with Goggins, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. It's insane. So.
Yeah. It's
like Walking Dead, but like it's like Walking Dead-esque, I guess you would call it, with nuclear fallout, I guess.
Yeah, I love all those. Series. So.
Walking Dead always was a little too self-serious for my taste. Like this really has moments of being tongue-in-cheek. It has moments of being, more on the dramatic side. Like they managed to do a little bit of everything well. There was never a point where I was really like laughing at The Walking Dead, but like this had moments of playing with. There's a point when there's an exchange between two characters because one had a education in a way that like has a concept of sex, but it wasn't like, tabooed. And the other one grew up as like a child soldier and has no concept of sex, but grew up in a world where things are harsh and violent. And so them trying to have that conversation, which is super awkward, but yet at the same time, super hilarious because the character who had the education is just like so nonchalant, like, oh, I'm bored, let's have sex. Or do you want to have sex? And the other guy's like freezes, has no idea how to even like interact with that conversation. So it's like stuff like that. It was just like really well done and really amusing.
And would this be as good of a take as like Twisted Metal was?
Yes, I'd say honestly a better than what they did with Twisted Metal. Like
Twisted Metal had to take a lot of
Yeah, like this.
Twisted Metal is a pretty basic game.
Yeah, like this really is like, this game has a lot of can have a lot of complexity to it. They kind of dip their toes in the water of the multiple story arcs going all the way into New Vegas. To answer Sean's question, this is absolutely something where if you have no connection to the source material at all, it's a good show. If you have connection to the source material, it's a better show because there's certain things that they do that even I wasn't aware of because, again, I didn't play New Vegas. So my buddy goes, there's a point when they're explaining the history of the city that, they got destroyed, and you hear the music come across the scene that is the menu music from the game.
Yeah,
and
there's a ton of Easter eggs in it.
Yeah, it's like for us where you hear like the X-Men 97 Stinger play in something, you go, you connect to it more. Now, if you didn't know what that was, you're like, oh, still cool guitar riff, music. But if you know it, it's like, okay, this means a lot more. The jokes are a little bit funnier if you have connection to it, but they're still funny regardless. So I can't give this enough praise. It's a solid show. And honestly, by the time you get to like going into episode 8, like they build the mystery of what happened to the world, and you are like kind of like wanting to know ultimately what happened, and you're excited to see what season 2 has to hold, based off of the reveals at the end of season 1.
Just season 2, right? They didn't go season 2 and 3. I think it was just season 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's been greenlit already, but I can definitely this is definitely getting a second season easy.
It's funny. It's like once people are known on Prime, that it like happens finally and gets good buzz, and it's like the numbers. It's like it's not like Netflix where it's like day one binge. It's like a slow build up. But Reacher, like nobody knows, and all of a sudden it just blows up, and
it's a word of mouth. Like Amazon Prime has word of mouth, absolutely. Whereas Netflix actually does promotion.
I never thought of that.
Netflix though puts it in your face. Like anything new they want to promote is in the front screen nonstop.
Oh yeah, they're like, no. I know you skipped this 37 times, but we fucking swear you're gonna like this.
Yeah.
Just please watch the shit.
Yeah.
Now here's something I don't know, so everybody else can talk about it because I didn't watch it. So Game of Thrones, Jon Snow's TV series got canned. Are we
I didn't even know
surprised?
there was one in the makes.
Okay.
So I was aware of this. This is the one I actually was kind of excited to see happen. So the fact that it's gone now, I'm like, okay, well that sucks. So this would have been Jon Snow, like post the events of Game of Thrones, as the new king, king in the north, above the wall type of situation, and what goes on there post the events of Game of Thrones. But I guess they just never found the story that worked, and so that got shit canned.
I guess right. I'd rather have it that way than just fucking be abysmal, right? I guess.
Is the Dragon Show doing well?
Yeah. It's really good.
It's also one of those that went word of mouth. I feel like people didn't pay attention at first, and then there was a time jump in it that I think threw people off a little bit. But then it was pretty good. I just, for some reason, I think because the characters were new, people weren't looking forward to it as much. So yeah, I don't know. So the people I told to watch it, and even big Game of Thrones fans that I know watched it later. They waited
through the first couple, and maybe
they waited more for the binge. So yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. So except I was a little pissed at the time jump just because I started to like the characters.
Were they getting good ratings? Like
yes,
good views?
Yeah, fuck yeah, they were, dude.
Yeah, they were still getting amazing. I mean, they weren't necessarily getting Game of Thrones last season ratings, but they were still getting, every Sunday night they were the shit to be watching.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of material in that universe. So, and it seems like Martin's never going to finish a goddamn main story arc. So, I guess we'll just continue to mine the things that happen. Because also, too, I mean, so House of the Dragon takes place like 700 years before the events of Game of Thrones. And it's one of those situations where I guess a lot of people came into that being like, well, I already know how this ends. Why do I care about how it began? And honestly, the story of how it began is so much more entertaining than how it ended.
Well, also though, just because it's canceled now, he's young enough; they could come back in a few years if they really decide they find what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not like he's doing shit else right now. Let's be real about it.
And then
the Black Knight.
Yeah, right. And then season two, they just dropped the final trailer for Max on For House of Dragon season 2, and that airs June 16th.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing to watch during the summer, definitely.
So everybody knows. We haven't talked about this. New Hero series in development. Heroes, goddamn, I feel like me and Z are like 20s again, or 20s again.
Yeah, right.
Heroes.
I mean, that show when it came out was
the show. Yeah.
This is back before streaming.
I mean, I loved it just because like it say what you will about Loeb and Sale. Like I really like ultimately like they are my Batman team because that's what I was like hunting for when I would go read Batman. I was looking for, their one-off stories and things like that. Long Halloween, Dark Victory, the Halloween special. So them doing a television show, I was like, yeah, I'm all about this because it was all sales artwork for everything that was featured in there. It was Loeb writing the story. So, I'm excited to see what they do with this. I even started watching when they brought it back. What was it, like Heroes Eclipse or whatever? Or
Heroes Eclipse.
I don't remember it coming back, but I
never watched this.
So they came back with a time jump. Cheerleader chick had given birth, died in childbirth off screen because she was too busy doing other stuff at the time. The guy who played Hero, the time jumping Asian dude, made a cameo back. Some other people came back.
Oh yeah, it was not the main characters. It was
no. It was like a lot of side characters. Like, let's be real about it. Most of the people were dead by the end of the show's run. So,
well, really, truthfully, you could think about it. They cast really well because a lot of those people had decent careers.
Oh yeah, I mean they were all kind of nobodies when this thing started and went on to have like pretty worthwhile runs. I mean, what's name had years on This Is Us. I mean, she did multiple things for a while there and then had her own personal demon struggles and kind of disappeared. So yeah, I mean,
the guy was Spock, and then the older brother of the one guy. They all had pretty good momentum from it.
Yeah.
So it could be interesting. I'd give it a watch.
It's worth my time at least. Let's put it that way.
Where's it supposed to be on?
That's a good question because I want to say the rights to it was NBC.
So Peacock,
So
if they do
yep,
it,
yeah. So it's an NBC Universal show. So yeah, Peacock.
I don't know. If they give me a good promo, I'd buy a few hours time in it.
Yeah.
This is late too, but we'll talk about this. Joker dropped like a long time ago, but the trailer dropped finally. Thoughts, reactions, anything? I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't as bad as people was dragging it, right?
I mean,
I feel like they gave nothing away, so I kind of appreciate that.
yeah, I really did not want to like Joker, and I don't want to like Joker 2, but it looks like it's going to be good.
Dude, but is it really a musical?
No, I think they've cleared that up. Like there are elements of it where people will break into song, but I think like people are having mental lapses when they break into song. So it's really more like this is happening inside of your head. This isn't what's really happening.
Because if so, this will be the first musical I've seen in theater on purpose.
Which of the shows had the Avengers musical after it? Was that Hawkeye?
No, it's Hawkeye. At the very beginning of it, actually, yeah.
I mean, I was going into this thinking this story sounds fucking terrible, but the imagery gave me enough to be like, okay, I get where we're at. We're not going for a true story, and like it's so discombobulated. I'm like, all right, you're not telling me enough that I'll go watch it. If you tell me too much in the trailer, I'm like, I don't need to see it.
Yeah, there you go. Like Moulin Rouge.
Dude, I can't deal with singing. This is I know this is a me thing. One time I had a first date with the Johnny Depp movie,
Sweeney
Todd, and I didn't know about the worst pies in London, and I can't get that out of my head. And I don't even think I stayed for the whole movie. So I'm not so sure. I'm not. This is just a me. And thank God I didn't get talked into going to the new Mean Girls.
I mean, it's Gaga's in it, so you're gonna get some singing, man.
I get it, but it's okay as long as it's not like story told through song, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that bad, but I definitely think there will be some segments where people are breaking in a song. But I mean, from what you saw in the trailer, there's definitely points where people are just like interacting and having conversations. So I think there will be only the occasional. I mean, in the same way, like there's that whole sequence where he's going down the stairs and dancing to the music. Like the music's inside of his head. Like what we're hearing on the soundtrack is inside of his head type situation. I think it'll be segments like that, but generally speaking, it won't be the entire movie where it's like nothing but musical. Because nobody's around for that shit.
We're in a man with like a psychotic break type movie is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing though, and this is brought up to all props to the Midnight Boys and Ringerverse for this take, but I think it's a solid one. Is we've always kind of gotten live action Harley. Well, any Harley portrayal outside of Batman Animated Adventures has kind of been a variation of a theme. Gaga actually has the potential to turn this character, to do a version of this character that is different than what we have seen so far. Because let's be real about it, like the Harley Quinn show, that is still a riff on what was done in Batman the Animated Series. I mean, we basically had, the same concept in all the video games where Harley has made an appearance. Margot Robbie's, Harley was still, the Mr. J, Batman Animated Adventures, Harley Quinn. This has the potential to be something different, mainly because of the fact that it seems like she's not a psychiatrist. It seems like she's just an inmate in the asylum. So
yeah, that's the impression I got, at least.
James Gunn released Peacemaker.
Yep, they started production on season 2.
Can't wait. I don't think it'll be quite as weird, but I still look forward to it because that first season was one of those things I look forward to watching every fucking week.
Yeah,
the theme song came on and I was in.
Cena has been on a fucking trail raising run of movies. Anybody see Ricky Stenicki?
Been meaning to watch it. But haven't got to it yet.
Oh, dude, it was great.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Also, did you see his hair at WrestleMania?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. He got no tan and no hair. I was like, what is that doing?
I mean,
he looked white as I was.
I mean, he didn't look as deflated though. So that doesn't like when he went to it wasn't SummerSlam. It was something else. He was in like 6 months before he was really deflated. Like Silly.
Oh yeah, or being humiliated butt noogie on stage at the Oscars. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the man isn't wrestling 24/7 now.
I get it. Oh, he isn't taking the Hulk Hogan vitamins anymore either. This is
no,
put that reality.
dude, not many of them are.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm excited too. Just hopefully we see a lot of more good things. I think he signed up for a new movie besides this.
I mean, John Cena has turned into the hardest working man in Hollywood. I don't know why, but I'm slowly working my way through Argyle at the end of the night for like 20 minutes of time, and he's in there. He's everywhere.
It's so bad. Don't. I mean, he's entertaining in it, but like, don't watch Argyle. It's so bad.
It's like I finished whatever I was watching, and I got like 10 more minutes in me, and I'm just watching a bit of it, and then I'm like, I want to go to bed. Yeah. So maybe it's helping. Maybe it's doing what it needs to do.
Okay. I'm just looking at upcoming stuff. Peacemaker. Die Harder. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. This is interesting. Little wrinkle. Spawn and Batman are gonna do something. Animated series, right? Or something.
Yeah. Yep. This is an
series
actual
or movie.
Don't know. My guess would probably be movie. Probably DC. I mean, but Keith David's coming back to voice him. So.
It still has the vibe of a lot of the animated Batman. Did they see who the Batman is?
It's whoever's been currently doing Batman. I think you mean Eccleston.
Oh,
but no, it's not Eccleston.
Ackles.
Yeah, Jensen Ackles. It's not Jensen Ackles.
It's the other one.
It's the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman's moved around a little bit.
I don't know. I'm excited for it. You know, like for the most part, DC animated, with the exception of a couple like stumbles, generally speaking, doesn't miss. So I am excited to see what this looks like. I mean, Jesus Christ, if Todd gets on and talks about some other dumb Spawn thing that isn't the movie one more time, I'm just going to stop following him at this point.
It's Roger Craig Smith as a new Batman.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody earlier in the chat asked, "Hey Dino, X-Men 97 is good. Does that mean the X-Men live will be good?" And I was going to say, well, the animated DC is good, and doesn't mean the live action is.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Let's.
Yeah, I got an opinion about that. So
let's talk about.
I'm just saying, like, animated and live action do not live in the same universe in general.
This is for Paul. He never shows up, but this is for Paul. Last Ronin coming out.
It's going to be R-rated, right?
Yes.
Yep. R-rated live action Last Ronin.
I'm not sure I understand it, but I'll let them roll.
So we're gonna get some turtle sex, or
I want F-bombs again, like the first one.
Yeah, definitely, probably F-bombs and lots of blood and violence.
Okay,
so.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
Is it gonna be like when Hawkeye was the assassin dude and he just murdered everybody? Is that what it's gonna be like?
It's not. Wait. I got a question. It's not the Reacher turtle, right? He was the voice of one of them in the last series.
He was the voice of Raphael. No, he refuses. Like he has gone on record to like be like, they screwed me over, like treat us like garbage. Like, yeah, he wants nothing to do with the Turtles ever again.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what this ends up looking like. I mean, so far the last animated Turtles thing that was done was generally pretty solid. So going in this with an R rating and it being everything that we always hope for out of the Turtles, but never really got because they were trying to market it to kids.
They're such an inconsistent product, so it's hard to say what you're going to get. They're the least consistent product in anything they do.
It's true.
Reacher Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, it could.
Somebody, Awesome Sauce, you take that and add that to the Urban Dictionary. You can figure it out, I'm sure.
This got released today, actually. Scott Snyder's ultimate line for DC is to be called Absolute Comics.
Cool.
Excited.
It's supposed to be like the Marvel Ultimate, but I don't know. Does that mean everybody gets older or just a sort of reboot that goes on the side? I'm not sure, but also that it's about to come out. So it looks like announcement at SDCC, speculation that then was some sort of big hit for NYCC, which, to be honest, I'm sure it's not. They're using this for PR. It's not speculation. I'm doubting here. So I don't know. It looks good. They want to reboot. The reboots, they've been okay. Marvel now definitely followed the line of New 52, which started off better than it ended.
Is this a reboot or is this like a side universe?
I feel like it's side universe, but I mean, we've already had this sort of. I mean, again, if it's just a matter of what's the intent of this. I didn't get a chance to read through it, but like, what is Snyder trying to do? Because we've done this so many times in DC. Like, I don't even want to bother.
Black Label, blah blah blah.
I mean, yeah, we had Black Label, Vertigo, blah blah blah. Like there have been so many sub imprints of DC where it's like, oh, this is the darker, edgier. You can tell the stories you want to tell because we don't have to worry about continuity, blah 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 blah, or 100 years of history. And then DC gets cold feet and goes, no, we never said that's what it was. Like the second you show a dick or Batman does something that's not kid friendly, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, nope, clutching pearls, we can't do that. So
I mean, I'm struggling with this announcement because all I can see is the old Absolute vodka bottles, like Absolute Batman and Absolute fucking Superman on vodka bottles right now.
Yeah,
they actually make that. They actually make that joke at the end.
Do they?
Yeah,
sweet. We're on the same thing.
So for Dennis's Black Label is dead. Again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, so I think the idea is to create a shared universe like the Ultimate line. Black Label is for one-off stories.
Who knows? I mean, it's a reboot. They're gonna put Scott Snyder in charge, so not somebody that writes good stories that people like. So
I mean, see how it goes. And Marvel's Ultimate obviously has been pretty big. So
yeah, we never know what version of anything Marvel is writing at any fucking time. That might be one of the reasons Ultimate is working, because we don't mind having a rendition of the characters that we like in when it's going to kind of make sense as a new event. So,
well, also, I mean, like the whole reason why these things like this have worked every single time they have done, like whether it be Marvel or DC has done them, because of the fact that people just don't want to be bogged down in 60, 80, 100 years worth of history of a character to get into it. The reason why post Batman 89 that the miniseries stuff that they were rolling out was working so well is because they were like, let's put out something where you don't need to know the at that point 60 years or 50 years of Batman's history to get into it. Like, we've got a new fan base who just wants to pick up a book and start reading. So let's create stories where it either starts right here or it's condensed to a 3-issue arc and it's a digestible format and you can just hop in at any point, read it, and move on to the next story. And that works for a time, but then they get greedy or they get lazy, or guys want to have more control. They want to have everybody wants to have continuity. And that's the issue. It's that nobody wants to just write digestible stories, and so it becomes a problem. And then Ultimate, just everybody wanted more money and wanted to go do other shit, and so they all vacated and went elsewhere. So,
so part of the thumbnail here is X-Men 97. So X-Men 97, like we were talking about in the beginning, we're in episode 5 of 10, I guess. It's a 3-part series, but it is really good. X-Men 97 is a modern, updated look of the animated show that we all grew up on. So I will say that at least for me, I like how Cyclops is like a real leader. He's not just some guy who just runs around and gets fooled all the time. Thoughts? Anybody else with thoughts? I don't want to take too much away from anybody else.
So to answer the question that was up there about, do I feel like this would translate to live action being done right? If they just do this, yes. Because this is, in my opinion, perfect distilled X-Men. It is not a perfect adaptation, or no, it is a perfect interpretation adaptation of the source material. They took it, they stripped away the stuff that was inconsequential or relied too much on historical knowledge, because these stories spanned way too many issues back. I mean, like, hell, Mutant Marauders is what, 4 issues long back in the comics. The Phoenix Saga goes on for like, she's the Phoenix for like 20 or something, like 20 or 30 issues. Like, and there's a lot of filler like things happening in there. Like, this is like, get the meat of the story arc. We take some, creative licensing here and there, but true fans aren't upset about it. It's causing people to want to go read the old stories. Like, this is the one time in the history of MCU related stuff, for the most part, that they've done it right. Where it's like, it's getting people in comic book shops and wanting to go read old X-Men. Like, people are pulling back issues. People are, interested in knowing more about characters. They're speculating on characters, and then they're going to read the stories about the characters they speculated on. For Christ's sakes, people are asking me about Bastion. Like, I have not talked about that character in at least 20 years because nobody gives a shit. But people want to know about Bastion. And people then were like, well, I saw this thing, somebody was rumored talking about stuff like, who's Onslaught? I was like, oh, okay, well, this is what the story is about Onslaught. Like, it is causing me to talk to people who don't really give a shit, who didn't give a shit about X-Men, who are now like normies who are like caring about X-Men, because this thing's well done. Don't get me wrong, like, there's a couple episodes here and there that are like, a little shaky, but overall, this is just good, melodramatic television. It is X-Men as a soap opera. I couldn't be happier with this product at this point. And the action sequences, man, like, they gripped me in issue 1. Spoiler alert: there's a scene where Cyclops, the X-Jet gets blown up. Everybody's falling. The ones who can fly scoop up everyone else. And Cyclops is like, I'll meet you on the ground. Good job, X-Men. And you're like, what? Like, you suddenly have the ability to fly, my guy? And he fucking uses the optic blast to slow his descent down to the ground. I'm just like, oh, Cyclops is actually the badass. All of us who were fans of Cyclops knew he could be, but never got shown, whether it be in the other series or in the movies.
Yeah, that was a badass scene.
And there's constantly stuff like that happening. Like, Morph comes in, and like, there's a sequence where he's fighting, and he comes in as Lady Deathstrike, immediately transforms to Colossus, transforms again to Psylocke, and it's just like, okay, this is chef's kiss. I mean, there's a sequence with Nightcrawler in the last episode. There's a sequence with Magneto. There's the sequence that you always knew that Gambit had in him in the last episode. Like, anybody who knows the character is just like, I know how this is going to end, and he is going to level all this shit. And he does it. And you're just like, bravo, chef's kiss. This is what the X-Men in whether it be animated or live action needs to be. Just digestible, the interactions, the social stuff, and the occasional like good action sequence and fight. I mean, hell, dude, like, with this formula, you could do a combination of movies and television shows and have it work. You could do, like, let's say, X Factor or somebody like, or a team like that. You could honestly go back and do New Mutants, right? And just do that as a series of continuing this kind of concept of them, being a soap opera and living and interacting with each other, and then have the main X-Men, team as like your Avengers type of situation.
And it's a lot cheaper than a movie, right? So, I mean, you can play around and have more liberties, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like, if this done properly, they have the material, they have the roster, because you don't have to use you can cast big actors or relatively meaningful actors in the main X-Men roles. You can still go grab somebody to play an X-23 or to be a Cable or a Wolfsbane or, whoever. And people are still going to appreciate watching them because it's less about the actual characters and more about the stories being told through those characters.
What about this? Is this the best?
Can I ask one question? Because I'm confused.
Yeah.
In the portrait they keep showing of the original X-Men, why do they have Morph in the Iceman spot?
Is he in that spot? Hold on, let me look at that image. I guess that was Iceman in his like snowman form.
I don't know. I assume it's Morph because he's got shoes on, and it kind of looks like Morph. Could be Iceman. I just not used to him wearing shoes, so I don't know. I can send it.
Yeah, if you got it, drop it somewhere. I'm struggling to
Drop it
find
in
it.
private.
It just like I kept looking at it, and maybe I'm confused, and maybe I'm not. I don't know. It struck me as it looked like it was him in that spot, and I was like, was there a rights issue that I didn't know about at some point? I added it to the
Chat. Oh, I see it.
chat.
Do this. Let me pull this down.
No, I mean they should have everything.
That.
Yeah.
No, that's Iceman.
Are you sure?
Yep, it's Bobby.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to talk about this too. Okay, since Bo DeMayo got let go, fired, whatever you want to call it. Do you bring him back? I know under the circumstances, but it's like this thing is a fucking monster, and it's like.
I think so, unless he did something absolutely heinous. If it truly is, he had an OnlyFans, and it was more like it sounds like he was just using his OnlyFans like a Patreon, and not actually an actual OnlyFans. And honestly, even if he was using it as an actual OnlyFans, I could give two shits.
Yeah, right.
Like he's putting out good content. What he does, pay him more money so he doesn't need to have OnlyFans.
Right.
Like, I mean, like. I don't care. I don't care. Like, if he's not doing anything illegal, I give two shits about what he's doing on his OnlyFans. Bring me more X-Men and quality X-Men.
The guy that just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
The showrunner. So basically,
Tino,
I
you
saw that.
followed
I
his
just couldn't see
OnlyFans. What was
the
going
deal
on?
was.
well, you know,
I
he's
saw
just out
people
here.
saying he was like abrasive or some shit, so I didn't know what
fuck,
actually
fuck
happened.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that the OnlyFans was a problem.
You
They
know,
ne-
Again, I haven't read an article on this in a month, so
They never said what it was. Like, he never said what it was.
man, you can get canceled faster on a Hollywood set or a whatever. I read some article of Stallone was
Oh, I saw that too.
harsh about how he commented on extras, so the extra casting person left due to a hostile work environment because he said, "I want prettier people around me."
He said so. Basically, what happened was it was supposed to be so. Basically, if you watch that Tulsa King, right, Tulsa, yeah. So basically, what happens is the bar is like an old Western bar, and like he wanted like younger people, not like older, like older. It's not like a '90s Western. He wanted like, pop
Yeah, and
culture.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna quit over that? The man wants what he wants. It's just stupid. I mean, they've taken it a little too far.
Yeah. I mean, I just need to know. Like, if it was something heinous, then fine. Like, if he did something suspect, cool. Like, we don't need him. But if it truly is like the OnlyFans stuff, and honestly, again, I'm not there, but I work in corporate America, and like I work for companies who claim to be touchy, friendly, feely, and could really give two shits about like the treatment of his people. So if it is what it is, like if you're putting out good product, he can be a little abrasive. I mean, like if he's downright like abusive, that's a different story.
Yeah,
But
I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room there on the definition of abrasive these days.
Yeah, but I need to know what this guy did because like I mean he put out. I mean this is in its purest. I mean I cannot state this enough. In its purest distilled form, this is the best X-Men that we have had outside the comics in the history of the goddamn X-Men.
Well, this also brings you back. You almost don't. I mean, notice it's different, but it makes you feel like you did.
Yeah, like this is somebody who like it felt like he sat beside like he pulled Claremont into a room was just like, all right, so if you were going to tell this story, but you could only do it across, if you were going to distill all, 100 something odd issues that you wrote, 200 something odd issues you wrote into a digestible form, you threw away the stuff that just didn't matter, or you felt like it was like necessary filler for that week's issue or that month's issue. Tell me what it would look like. And this truly feels like that's what was created.
Yeah.
Like this is just good. I mean, this is like I am excited every single week for a new episode of X-Men. And I mean, hell, even the slow episode, the Motendo episode, still was not a bad episode.
It was a weird one, but it was good.
Yeah, and then the second half of it being Life, Death Part 1, like the fact that we're getting Life, Death Part 1 and Part 2, like focusing on Storm's basically depression after she lost her powers. Like that is one of the great X-Men stories that nobody ever talks about because it's not people punching each other. But people are now going back, people are going to LCS and reading comics. Like people are like, hey, can I get do you guys have a copy of Life Death One? Yeah, it's in the $1 bin. By all means, read it and enjoy it. Like people are asking about, X-Men 24, which will show up later on the market report. Like people are asking about these random stories from the X-Men, and it's nice to see people actually caring about comics. And Marvel's got a real hope to maybe. I mean, this thing has the possibility of, if done properly, leading into an in-game type of event for us. Like this could really be something that the second coming of Marvel if they do it right.
Yeah. So I talked to International Comic Books Josh. So me and Josh play Fortnite and stuff. He says it's the greatest thing that Marvel and Disney's have done since Endgame.
Yeah, it honestly is.
Do we think it's the best comic book adaptation, or I guess animated series ever? I mean, I know it's up there with Batman Adventures and stuff.
I'm going to give it a great start. I'm not going to commit till it's a little further, but I started episode 1 was a little shaky to me. I think it was also just adjusting to what do I not remember because I didn't go back and watch anything. What am I catching up on? Where am I at? By episode 2, I'm like, all right, I got some buy-in. 3 was great. 4 was a little bit of a change. And then 5 just kicked you on your ass.
5 chef kiss. I mean, for Christ's sake, we didn't even talk about the fact that there's a sequence in there when they're the scene immediately after Gambit telling Rogue, where I guess we just need to be friends in, and then they cut to the fucking Watcher. You're just and I was like, wait a minute, did I just see who I thought? Nah, and I rolled it back. I was like, oh fuck, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? Yeah, if you roll it back.
I missed that too. I just watched it an hour ago.
Yeah, the Watcher is in the night sky, and 2 stars make his eyes.
Wow.
Dude, this is it is perfect. It is perfect.
I may have to watch that again, I guess.
Yeah.
Because there's a sequence from I think it's what is it? Secret Wars, where Spider-Man's talking to Iron Fist, and he was like, oh, I mean, I've run around with these major players before, and as long as the Watcher doesn't show up, I think we're still good. And he's like, and Iron Fist is like, Watcher? He's like, yeah, the Watcher. He's this, intergalactic, interdimensional bigwig. So when he shows up, shit's really hit the fan. And then the next sequence is the Watcher watching all this shit, and you hear Spider-Man go, "Oh, what the fuck, man!" And this is what this feels like. This is what this feels like, is to see the Watcher being like, "Oh, shit's about to hit the fan, guys. Sorry for you."
I know, and then the other thing too is I don't know if I don't know if it's spoilersy, but it's okay. And then Cable, people are wondering what happened to the whole Cable thing. It just it just leaves things into it's not like a wrapped up thing. It's nobody knows, and it's interesting.
The fourth body slide, or him yelling, being he's coming. Because there's a lot of rumors that people think is this is going to segue into Deadpool with Cassandra Nova. And honestly, this is the reason why I was saying people asking me about Bastion is because people think that actually it's Bastion who's coming. And so, and then him going Mom, I'm sorry, as he slides away from Madeline Pryor. This is the best use of Madeline Pryor ever. Because let's be real about it. What was it? Factor X, where, she was dating, that alternate universe where she was dating Havoc was shit. Schism, her and Schism and Dark Web was shit. Madeline Pryor has never been done. Basically, short of Inferno, her first real appearance has never been done well at all. And this actually makes you enjoy, Madeline Pryor as a character. It's making things that even the comics couldn't do well be done well. So I don't know, man. I'm super excited. I don't have nothing but good things to say about this. Anybody I know who's looking for new things to watch on television, I'm like, just watch this. Watch Shogun. We're in a good time right now. This is a good time to be watching television.
We've caught up from the lulls. Everything's kind of rolling again. I rarely get off the show and I'm like, I got nothing to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a good time. Like, and yeah, this is. I mean, so I'm excited to see what they. I'm also excited to see what they learned from this, like what they tweak in What If, based off of what X-Men has shown them, what other animated things that they're planning to do, how they can tweak and adjust those. Because again, they now have a formula where it's like, just do this, like, and you honestly don't need all the time in the world because again, like my girl, like she is not like she casually watched X-Men in its original run, and she is just as invested in this as I am, and she is far from like a comic book geek. Like this is like she cares about these characters, and we found a way to make you care about these characters in 5 episodes. Like you care about Jubilee, and like this is something that the '90s and the original series couldn't make you give a shit about Jubilee, and you care about Jubilee. You care about
like that was the only point in her entire like career she was relevant though, was that show.
Yeah. And now like people actually care about her as a character. Like I could see them being like, hey, maybe we go back and like try to do more with Jubilee. Because, I mean, she's part of the 3 X-Men books that are being split up that are coming soon. So apparently they managed to rehab her using Kroka. But yeah, they make you care about characters that, you know.
I mean, they rarely give her a story.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
The vampire thing.
Blob and Leech are running around in like this last episode. Like, you know,
yeah, there's a lot of little cameos if you're paying attention.
Deep cuts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited.
That's all I got for the old. That's a lot of. We're an hour in, but I had a lot of news.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for people that didn't watch it, like for the rest of us, it was our childhood for 2 years.
Oh yeah. We go home. I remember going on the playground. People were like, "Oh, did you see what Jean Grey did to what?" Like, it's like, you know, it was our version of Days of Our Lives.
Well, and the thing is, the more I look back at it, I'm older than I think I was at the time, even watching it, and it was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely I was definitely at that transitionary period where I went to middle school, and all of a sudden, like it was taboo to be watching cartoons, but I still was like my cousin.
Like, I think Leg and I were in high school, probably watching the damn thing.
Yeah, I was in late elementary when it started, and transitioned into middle school by the time it ended. And my aunt, keep in mind, this is my mom's sister who is 2 years older than her. So this woman is in her mid-70s now. Like her boyfriend back then was religiously watching an X-Men anime series. Like it was like one of those like, we can't leave the house before Saturday morning cartoons end because I need to watch X-Men.
This was our manga. You could watch it in high school and be like, yeah, all right. Anything else? Nah, but they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into market report, hold on. I forgot Leg's thing. So Leg wants to start with this. Right there.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw this. So Spawn 350, this is the thank you variant, the one per retailer. They were basically all signed. Mm-hmm. And so, but a few got through that were not signed. And so like last week, I want to say, I think an auction ended at like 600, and I think these are closer to 300 or 400 with the actual autograph. You can't CGCSS them like they have in the past, but you I mean, they're going to be partnering with JSA pretty soon. I know I've got a friend, if Joe's still listening, I know he bought one that he wants to go to JSA. So they don't know how many are going to be, but also at the same time, so you don't know how many unsigned 9/8s actually got out there. So there's at least this one.
Can I show this one? Is this? Hold on.
So this is the you can see unsigned, but I don't know about another unsigned 9.8. Although clearly I would be sending it in at this point, and whoever got the unsigned for $500 or $600 got a good deal considering this ended last night. For let's just say unexpected. I mean, you can see who sold it. So an unexpected amount. Like you don't know the other amounts and stuff like that. So
you have this one, right? That's a 9/8. I get that. Then you have this one. I just want to pull this up. That's not part of your screenshot, but you have this one for $375, but it says signed, but okay, it is signed. Okay, I was like, what the hell? Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
So I don't know because I was in Vegas. I didn't actually look for any copies, but I saw a cover price had it come out with how many or with how that was going to look. So anyway, there's a more rare one that is going to come out. If you can hit the old auction first.
Yeah.
The first link I sent before the one I sent before the show started. So this one was only for the Todd McFarlane employees. So Image, like 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. So Image, basically whatever they say their print runs are, they give comps out. They give comps out for to different people. So like say like cover price got one of these. These were not supposed to go out. They were not supposed to be mailed. So because of this auction that is now ended, and it was ended obviously prematurely, I want to say it was last I saw it, was it like $1,500 or $1,800, and I quit looking like last week, so I have no idea, and I didn't ask today when he ended it. So basically, I think this is the one that keyed Image, not actually Image, even Todd McFarlane Productions and anybody there onto this book, and then it got out to the hands of people that they didn't know. So not only that, this was supposed to be only for the employees. They were supposed to get all the books back from Image, be given out to just whatever employees they had, but because comps went out, they were so they'd be more rare. So this
would have been like the designer book for Star Wars.
Yes,
I think so.
Sort
yeah.
of.
So there's not going to be that many of this. So also what happened was because of this, they called Todd McFarlane Productions had Image call around to all the stores that got comps and said send it back or show us that you destroyed it. So they're gonna do that. So this auction was originally pulled. It's now back up, and I God knows what it's gonna hit, because not only that, their CGC isn't gonna grade any more of these.
You want me to show it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
The
I don't
destroyed
know.
one.
No,
Or the auction, sure. Yeah. It
I don't
matter.
care. Okay,
You can
I
go to
don't.
auction.
Okay, I don't want to.
No, there's no order of it, not anymore.
I just want to make sure I
this
don't.
This thing started at 6, like the same time the show started at 6 o'clock, and it's up to $1,000. You can see that this is the only one to hit the census, and CGC's agreed not to grade any more of these things. It's the below one, yeah. So they agreed not to grade any more of these things. I'm not sure that it's completely. There could have been 1 or 2 more that slipped through. There's a possibility. So right now, CGC won't grade them. We got 1 copy up for a 1-week auction, and it's ready to go. So when in speaking with the TMP, they're a lot. They did specifically say you can't run it, so put the auction back up for a week today. So we'll end on next Monday during our show. So we get bored, we can watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet one of us is probably not gonna spend the money on this. So that's just not where I'm at right now, because it'd be something I'd love to have. So
It's
anyway,
past
so
my price.
everything that comes out is getting destroyed. I think you will be able to get copies. There's no way once they are, and assuming they still will be, distributed to the employees. But if they can't grade it, then here we are. So they've asked not to grade any more copies. I don't know if that embargo will be lifted or not. So this is sort of to me, this is a name your price kind of book. I don't know how crazy this is going to go. I think this is going to go over 10 grand. They could be, yeah, just to employees. It's got a backstory. Not sure. Even if 1 or 2 more 9/8 came out, I don't actually think it hurts it, because this is going to a Spawn collector.
Oh yeah.
That's why we love it, but we know how volatile that is. Like if I'm spending $10,000 on a book, which is not very often, or and not lately at all. If I'm doing that, it's gonna be something that I can liquid get that 10 grand back out of, most likely pretty easily, or within a few weeks or something like that. And you just don't know if that'll be the case necessarily with Spawns, though it has been. So anyway,
And
if you guys
Spawn
want,
are like crazy, they're a different breed.
absolutely, and I've sold to them. They'll have questions about books and CGC and things like that, and they say all I collect is Spawn, and they're just trying to do Spawn. And there's a lot of people out there that do that they don't. I don't know if they don't read it, but there's the McFarlane toy collectors also like Spawn, and I mean,
They're
he looks
completionists.
cool for 350 covers. Which, let's be honest, how many covers are there really? 750.
Probably more, but yeah.
So it's difficult out there, but also 80% of those covers are badass. So anyway, yeah, but this is rare. We'll see how it goes. And as of this point, CGC's not creating any more copies. So
So do you think if a
one and
Raw,
only 9.8 that comes to the market?
do you think a Raw still commands big money too? If say an
Oh,
employee like
100%.
sells it.
It'll be decent, you know?
Absolutely, because it's Raw is because it's still going to be limited. And when literally they called and asked everybody, and even the employees, now they might hear about it now. And I don't know how many TMP employees there are, but if this pissed off the powers that be today, and they made image call around about however many people got comps on it, because it's not like every store gets comps. So that's what happens. So if you see, and it's been out for 3 months, is the funny thing. If anybody knew, they could have slid this through. Well, I guess somebody knew.
How many other books does CGC not grade? There's a handful of them.
I don't know. So
I
I know they
touch-
limit some porn and stuff.
Yeah.
No, but like there have been some other books like this where they request not to. Not many.
Yeah. I can't, at the top of my head, I can't think, but I know they exist.
Yeah.
We
So
could recall it or something.
I'm not the smartest guy, but 56 people maybe. So 56 employees. I'm saying.
Yeah, and so
Roughly.
who knows? This should be rare. That's why he was upset that they went out, and it's a McFarlane cover, so and it's pretty cool. So he did that for them. I love the violator back there. So yeah, you show the other picture if you want. So this is cover price proof of their copy, and what happened to it. So which is very sad. I even said I'd sell it. So sadly, here we are. So there's their proof. Maybe somebody can Photoshop that. I don't know. It just makes me sad. I would have
Photoshop because there's a table edge there.
Yeah. Oh, it's not Photoshop, but I wish.
We know Matt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would text it to me in Photoshop. So this is
He's crying inside.
Oh, he's sad, dude. And who's a bigger lover of modern variants than that guy?
Yeah.
And rare books. So anyway, that's what's
I
going on.
So $1 bin in 10 years.
You never know, but that's the story for now. That's the story for now. And I don't even know why they would give a shit if CGC grade. Maybe the only reason they want CGC not to grade him is because it was something nice for employees.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to these books are already out here.
And look how much pull Todd has. They're like, okay, you just did the biggest signing ever. Okay.
Yeah, don't fuck with Todd.
Yeah.
Todd is very particular about things being for his logic is if you're paying to have it graded or anything like that, that's something that you're not doing because you're not doing it because you're a fan. Like you're doing it to make money. Like anytime he does a signing and it's at like a SCCC or C2E2 or something like that, and he's just like at the booth signing stuff, it's always, oh no, this is for the fans, as if you wanting to encapsulate a book means that you aren't a fan. But
right.
Yeah.
Because I still want all my favorite shit encapsulated.
Yeah, so that's his logic, and the reason why he basically bars anything like that from being graded unless it's so yeah, even though CGC is in the house when those signings are happening, they cannot go anywhere near it. There's also some other little politics here and there with certain people who have sway being like, no CGC witnessing when certain creators are signing at certain booths, so that you can only get your stuff witnessed while the creator is signing at the booth of a certain seller and things like that. Like there's a lot of politics like that when it comes to, and CGC typically is not one to step on toes, so they just go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
don't fuck with the hand that feeds you.
I'll be honest, there was my 300 that Stan and Todd were signed the same day, and the CGC label says it was 6 months apart. So there's probably things like that piss him off, because Todd wasn't doing. It was like this time of year, and Todd wasn't doing a signing until October or November. So I didn't get my book back till the next year. But it was the people, but they were authorized for Stan. So yeah. So anyway, I went out and I got both of them to sign the book at the same con in Palm Springs, and it is CGCSS. But and I watched them both sign it. but the dates don't match. And it was, I don't know if it was completely explained to me that way, but after a while, when I was getting my book back, I'm like, where the hell's my book? And that's when CGC literally took forever. So it wasn't as strange.
It wasn't a shock.
To wait that long.
I mean,
yeah.
That's like my grandhouse McFarlane sign back there. Like, that's, I'm surprised he let that one get CGC'd.
Yeah.
So.
Does Granoff not do that?
No, Granoff does it. It just Todd. You know how Todd doesn't like things slabbed. Todd red signatured it. So
Got it.
I'm gonna be back, Z. So if you want to.
All right, I'm gonna go fast because we're running long. I'm trying to get you through this. This is a low for a very, very long time. This is the lowest sale that's happened. $560 on the Adam Legend of Blue Marvel 9.8. The high point was $2,600. So it is down. If you're a believer, maybe you're getting those prices that you want to get back in. This one is for Leg, one of your favorites, I know. 9.6 SS Lizard J. Scott Campbell for $1,100.
Yeah, man, I think that's cool. The SIG's not too bad on it.
No, I mean this
one I wouldn't want signed though.
No,
because his signature is so fucking big and he has to cover something, right?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not an SS guy
really
generally,
it.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
This book is getting a little love because they're doing the other version, right? If He Lived got announced.
Yes.
So that's an interesting play. I think my brother's sitting on several 9.8, so maybe it's time for him to unload one, but he won't.
Wow.
He's crazy.
I just sent one off to be graded, and I was not paying attention to the fact that it had gotten hot. I was just like, oh, Death of Jason Todd. So
I don't know if he's got a couple 9.8s, and then he bought a bunch of minty newsstands that maybe weren't all 9.8s, but they were 6s and something. So I may have to talk to Sean. This one's surprised. I'm like, this book,
Nice.
It's a good price, but I mean, this book has been a $300 book, and now it's signed. Like it has staying power, but man, it isn't going anywhere. You know?
Yeah, that's a good long-term purchase. We've been saying that for years. I don't know what to say. I don't run into it anymore. That's one of my favorite.
I mean, it's a great book to hold. You're probably not going to make any money on it, but it doesn't seem to be tanking. I think it's just one that there's a decent supply of them, but not a crazy supply. So it's like ASM 300 back 10 years ago. It's always $1,000 book. This is always a $300 book. Must be a little bit of heat on this for some reason. People specking on all the Daredevil stuff. I don't know. Seems like a pretty solid sale for a book that, no real news on, but it is rare. We all know that.
Has there not been talk of Hit Monkey season 2?
Was she in Hit Monkey?
Yeah, that's where we got her. That's why she got hot the first time, was Hit Monkey season 1.
Oh, I didn't watch that, so sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, season 2 drops July 15th, 2024.
All right.
Yep, so that would
That makes
probably
sense.
be the expectation of that book getting out again.
All right. The Elephant Man 32, J. Scott Campbell, another tough Campbell book. I don't know how none are on the census if one's in front of us, but
The census just hasn't updated yet. I guarantee if we go look now, it's probably on there.
I always look for Elephant Man book, but it's never the ones
or it just never got added correctly and it's sitting somewhere wrong. Who knows? It's possible. Harbinger. I don't know. This is one of those books that is always a price gauge for me. It felt like it was 600, and then there was that 2 years where it was $1,000 to $1,200 because of Dinesh and all that bullshit, and it never really happened. So here we are.
What issue number of Elephant Man was that?
32 variant, 1 in 15.
Is that JSC? Sorry.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah.
This book, this is a beat copy, tape on the spine, tape a couple places, but it is moving back down to pre-Rock announcing he was going to do this book prices. So,
It's pretty.
it's the issue is
That tape's not too bad.
on the back it's worse.
So
I'm just saying, there's uglier copies. It's not as nice as it looks, I guess, but the other issue is this is just ruined because of the cover. It's just terrible. It always has been.
There's 196 of that Elephant Man 92. Signature.
Last Ronin. I did not get a chance to look up this price. I was distracted this evening. Just up, down, the same. Anybody know?
Oh, look great.
I don't know if that movie news moved it the needle, especially on 9.9. I didn't pay enough
I've
attention.
never understood why these books sell for so damn much.
Well, they were short ordered also. So I mean, a lot of places ordered this and did not get their allocations. Like nowhere near the allocations. Like I remember when this happened, shops got like maybe a third of what they have been promised. So a lot of people got shorted.
This is way up. So 2022 average was 365, 404, 449 for 12-month average, and this is 701.
In 99 though?
In 99, yes.
So this has been sitting next to my desk for like 2 years. I don't know whatnot. It is now going to the other pile.
So yeah, there was 39. So just so you know, there was 39 sales at 360 for 365. You know what I'm saying? That was the average.
Yeah.
It moves pretty regular, I think.
Like you got a magazine submission that you're putting in?
Yeah, it is. I know it's mag size. I actually do have some comic scene Harleys and a Bo Jackson Beckett.
At one
Which Bo?
Get the one behind you. That one.
Yeah, I love it.
So there's an outlier here for this book though. One was 1,100 way back on May 8th of 23 for some reason. It was $1,100.
There's always outliers of weird shit.
Yeah, no, it's consistently 3 to 500, 3 to 600. So that's good. Yeah, Sean, that's a good book to take.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's new. 9.9.
More Stevens, as always.
9.9 could be a possibility, right?
Me and Carter, baby. Tuesday nights.
You guys keep selling it, keep selling. There's a lot of Stevens stuff that sold. I feel like I show it all the time. So
somebody had who was it? DS Comics had a bunch of Dave Stevens stuff on his IG page. He sold
another rare Spawn.
Hey, we didn't have this book, did we? Like,
if you did, it was before me.
Okay,
I feel like you didn't though.
I don't think so. Remember, we picked up a lot of those.
What's the story about 100 copies?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I
thought it was a variant, like a 1 in 50, 1 in something. Maybe they just did the math on it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's something like doing the math. I don't think it was a ratio.
Okay.
You don't think it was a ratio?
I don't know the story. I don't think they were doing ratios at 180. I don't think they started doing ratios until 200. I could definitely be wrong since it's not like that's only a year ahead of time. But still, it's mostly low print.
Yeah, I mean,
it was an end game. I mean, the story was in full swing by then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting there's more or less.
It's
a long ass write up for them.
72 grading. Yeah, sketch cover and the CGC census is 72.
Wait, is it for that version though? And that was in 2022. That's a lot.
Yeah. So that's why he says less than 100.
Maybe 100 exist in 9.8.
Some websites and sellers suggest that only 100 were printed, but with 75 recorded gradings, that seems unlikely. Other websites know the comic is an incentive edition, with few suggesting it's a 1 in 25, which is which would suggest a larger print run. In any case, holds most, and this is way back in the day.
And that's not getting that price isn't updated.
So,
no, all right. So it's one of those. It's fair. A variant. We're not saying how variant it was. I mean,
Spawn collectors put them away and they fight for the next one.
Well, they weren't good about saying the ratios in some of those back in the day, like that McFarlane Crow. Nobody knows how many it was. They guess it's 1 in 15, 1 in 10, 1 in 20. Who the fucking knows?
You know, I was talking to Carter about that too. I was like, could you imagine guys just rolling up to like Image when fucking McFarlane had like Spawn thing and his little 92 Comic-Con San Diego and was like, you know, he could give you original art for like $10 probably. Like,
no, he didn't sell a lot of that shit.
Oh, you know, or like, hey, can you draw me a sketch of something? And he just sketches Spawn to you or some shit. Like
Todd's notorious for keeping a lot of his away. So, this is my wild pulp cover of the week. I just saw this. I was like, wow.
I love it.
I'm still trying to figure out pulps because I had a stack and realized most of them are worthless, even though I think they're cool covers. It does seem like the 50s and later stuff is very hard to be noteworthy and valuable. But there are some covers that exceed it. If you got the 40s and 30s stuff, then you're more likely to get a hit. I mean, it's not a across the board, but this one was whoa, wow, that's a badass cover.
So like, I noticed too, like my comic shop, like I used to look at pulps all the time, and they used to be $20-$30. You go back now and see all the pulps that are listed. It's like $250 to $500 probably. Range.
I got a stack of, I don't know, 25 or 30 that I looked up and I'm like, I have all duds, all fucking duds.
But you know, the thing with pulps are, if it's cool to you, that's what I like. But it's like romance, right? If you think it's cool, it's not really cool to other people. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it is what it is. This one was my whole shit. And
I think this is covers. I think this is cheap actually too. I hate to say it, like $365. I think it's
a nice grade. It's a nice grade theoretically if it matches. So, all right, let's see. This was another just cool cover I saw.
That's dope. I never seen that one.
Just lots going on. It caught my eye as just fucking badass. So threw it in here. It's not one that I talk about. I've seen. Give you guys a little something different. Superman Death of Clark Kent, Superman 100, signed by Jerry Siegel. I think those are always kind of cool little things. Any of the Siegel, Schuster kind of SIGs you can find. I think that's just neat. Decent price. I can't read the American price, but $4.50 Great British Pound. So, and this is not graded, just raw, but COA of 100. So, not super available.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
This is our X-Men 99 or 97 book. X-Men 168, Madeline Pryor. This is a newsstand. Actually went fairly. It's tough because I'm looking at sales on this on GPA. Some of them aren't even in there. I didn't see newsstands in there. The prices are kind of all over the place. I've seen sales back on 3.5 for 184, 320 for 240. There's one in February for 310. And then this one at 416. There's one in there listed at 525 for a newsstand, but it's not on GPA, so I don't know if it didn't get paid or if it just got lost in the ether. So this book's all over the place, but kind of cool. Probably a book of the month right now. Don Heck, War Fury 1, which many suggest is the precursor to the famous Horrific 3 with the bullet in the head. Appears to be the same guy.
Same thing with the logo for Battle Cry or whatever the hell it was back in the day with the logo in the middle.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite covers. WoW 38 with Mary Marvel. Great cover. It would be a great cover regardless of the character. Just happens to be one I really like. $1,500 for a raw copy. Really, really nice. And I think I got one more. An X-Men one. 3.0 for $7,500.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Lately.
Pressman variant for number 11. 9.6.
I got a 7.5, but still.
With just this, these are those books right in the prime of the X-Men kind of stuff going on. And then one that Chris alluded to, the X-Men 24, the Gambit and Rogue Kiss cover, which heats up on occasion and obviously is heating up now for obvious reasons. Yeah, I know, Chris, you sold what, a 9.6 for around a hundo?
Yep, $103 for a 9.6 on a, I mean, let's be real about a dollar bin book for the longest. Maybe, a $5 bin book at its peak.
Yeah,
So-
it's one of those that can live between $1 and $5, rarely more.
Dude, this saw some $20 days.
Yeah,
This was a $20 eBay book.
on the right
for a
day.
bit.
It
On the
was
right
a
day.
$20 day for Walker.
I didn't see.
I always bought them. I know I was getting over 10. It was like one of the only one. It's like the only one you look for.
It's a great
After
cover.
like number 4, or 5, you kind of like you're just like, oh yeah, sweet.
We were talking in the chat. I guess it's kind of spoilerish. We won't talk about it, but the other two things I listed in the chat hasn't really sold that much, but it pertains to the episode. But I don't want to spoil it. So,
Okay.
I got a pickup. Anybody else got pickups? I know Chris has the box, right? You want to show that too?
No.
Okay.
I
We're gonna save it for next week.
I mean, you guys have already seen it all, so it's just a great version of it.
I got
a bounce, gentlemen. I got an early day.
Short
So.
stack.
I got you. Go ahead.
I got a very few, but I got cool ones. All right. So I was in my mom's. I think I showed you. I didn't post online. I was in my mom's garage, and I was like looking through just whatever, just randomly in a box.
Mhm.
I was sitting there, and I find a VHS, it's a sealed VHS, and I'm like, shit, this has been around like for a while. And like I've had this, I know this has existed since I was basically a kid, and it just never, for whatever reason, got opened. So I was like, okay. So I was bored. I sent it to CGC, and I got a Michael Jackson Moonwalker 9.2, right? And I didn't even. They still haven't updated that it's been shipped yet
Oh boy.
online. So I got a box, and I was like, wait a sec, from Expressway or whatever they come from in Sarasota. I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't think it was this because it didn't say shipped. And I opened the box and it's in there. I was like, holy shit, that's cool. So I didn't know the grade. Like my first surprise CGC I've ever had, I think, actually. So I think it's pretty freaking cool. Honestly, look how thick this case is.
Oh yeah.
This is solid. I've never had a graded one. I've never sent one for grading. So this is really cool. And
did you use our account to submit it under? Is that how it works? Or did you have to make a new account?
Yeah, you can log in. You can log in there on that. Yeah.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I don't remember if it gave me a discount or not. I just paid what it was like. So I think it was like $60. I did pay. I paid for them to clean it. I was like, can I do that with like Windex or a wet wipe? I don't know. So it was $10 for cleaning. So I just paid it because I'm sending one book. I'm not sending 50 where I have to like look it up. Well, I just want to get the best grade I can. So I think 9.2 sounds pretty good. Maybe I'm like those nerd comic collectors that think new 9.2s are still good, but
you go to a Comic Con, you put that up there.
Yeah, so it's a H overlap type. It's sealed A+. SIP case BL. I don't know what that means. It says fading on case. So okay, yeah, it's been in a garage since 1988.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Since I was 10 freaking years old. I haven't even shown my mom yet. So I'm sure she'll be delighted. Not much else. Did I show the garage sale? Did I show the Rifleman?
You showed it to us in a chat, but you didn't.
Yes, I don't think I did here. So I go to garage sale, and they actually had some comics and video games. They're old video games. I was looking them up on eBay. So they had these Digimon sealed packs, which seem like sales are about 50, but there's no listings under like 70, 75. Straight have the plastic tags, and they still got the Kmart tag, right? And they had these at 10 or something, and I was like, oh, that's cool if I find there. So I got 2 of those, and then they had old books. And I'm looking through there, and they straight have a Rifleman.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
The 110 in there for $3.
Oh, easy.
Right now they ripped some of his junk off, but other than that, we're looking this. It's pretty good, and who gives a shit? So I went. It was $23. I didn't haggle too much. I just took Digimon's Kmart Pokemon. Makes sense. I don't know, man. So it makes sense. So I was like, how about a $20 bill? I didn't even want to haggle for like 10. I wanted to skip out of there as soon as I saw this thing with a $3. So it says $3. For some other reason, it says, yeah, but $3, 1962. The other books really sucked. It was whatever. These I had fun like a little kid, like a little like OG spec. So we were Richie and I were throwing each other links because this came out. There's no like good $3 spec anymore. So these guys sell these Earth X2s. So with the solid bulk casting and stuff like that. So one of them I got from like it was like $3 with $3 shipping. And I was like, I don't even know how that exists anymore. I don't know where this website came from Google. So it was like $6 and the shipping was like $6.50 on it. But he also bought it at the post office. So I ended up with 5 of these. The cool thing was what's it called? Mile High had a 60% off code word.
Nice.
And they were like $20 something first. And then I tried to buy one of each grade that they had. I just didn't give a shit. Like the good was like going to be like $2. Well, maybe it's not. So they actually threw in one they said was fine. And then one was supposed to be very fine and one near mint. They don't have their typical tags on them. But honestly, I think 2 of them, I think that so they threw it in free. So it's basically $20 for all 3. And honestly, I'm pretty sure these are going to go to ZGC this week. Nice. Because they're fresh, that Mile High stock that nobody gave a shit about. And it sounds like a $30 or $40 book now. These real quick, I bought these specifically to grade because if you got Campbell had the warehouse deal finds, so you have to go in there and then you got to click on each listing to see if you can find unsigned books, unless you're looking for it. But the sign costs more. I just want to get some 9.8s. So circumcised rifleman, right, George? So these are all the ones because they always come super clean. I think you guys know this. I don't know about listening, but like the Campbells, they're in my light, like at least a halfback here. I think that's a fullback. Yeah. So yeah, and they can keep some nice bags and boards. So I'll switch those out. So I get these in here, and these are just ones, and they came as advertised. Pretty much all gonna be. I'll skip the dupes. All going to be all gradable, going by the covers, and way to add those up cheaply. Hopefully get a couple. I'm not showing the multiples, but to get multiples, hopefully get some 9.8 gradable sets out of these guys here. There's not a lot of work to do on these, so I'm glad. These Harley covers, I missed some of these when they came out because I think that some of these are really nice. So I like those. I think this is like $200 9.8 on these on the tattoo Mary Jane black hats. Stuff like that. Don't skip the Dazzlers these days, even though there's not really a point, but she keeps selling, so that's how it goes. So that's it. That's all my pickups. The other ones are too boring.
I picked up one book. Me and Chris kind of fought over it, but it's okay because he used the same line that I saw everybody else on. I go, he fucking guy told me, hey, if you don't buy it, I will. So I just said immediately I'm buying this fucking thing. I haven't opened it yet, so we're gonna open it. See if he packed it decently. Didn't. Not terrible. Not terrible. There's something in here. Do you write me a love note? What do you put on here? PayPal order details. So it comes in a nice little cardboard thing, a Gemini mailer. No pull tab. That's okay. We're trying to make this work online. I bought a new knife, so that's always good. This one's not terrible either. Perfect. That one's actually going to come off. And a little
oh, nice.
It's fucking clean, man.
Is it? Nice, dude.
Yeah. So it's sharp. I sent the pictures to Chris and I was like, what do you think, dude? And he says it looked clean. A hair tick on it. There's like micro ticks, it looks like, at least a couple.
It's so hard to find those without them.
I know. I don't have my light shining down.
Yeah, I mean, but still, that book, like a 9.4 better, you're still good.
Yeah, it's gonna beat that. Yeah, I haven't looked at the back yet, but yeah, I'll send it to you.
Now with the newsstand or no?
Oh yeah, newsstand.
Yeah. I had a feeling it was newsstand. He had that part of it covered. Now it's just like I'm pretty sure it's a newsstand.
Of course. I'll have to rebag it because I just ripped the bag out. But okay. He used dots, which is interesting too. Instead of using tape, he used green little dots, which is interesting.
Somebody's asked a question about shipping slabs domestically. What's the most it costs? I was like, well, it depends on who you're shipping through, but Ground Advantage is pretty nice.
Yeah, so I've got a.
Oh, you double bagged it, sweet.
So I use a. I'll go with it. Let me know. So I use 1095 boxes that are free from USPS. So priority boxes. They're from. I'm in California. I want to say, buying on Pirate Ship or eBay. So I'm under 2 pounds for priority. It is. It's going to be 13 to 14 max in California. In state or like Washington, Arizona, for me are cheap. They're closer to like 9 or 10. If you get the same size box and it's not priority, let's put it nicely. Let's say it's in a waterproof black bag. You can. It cost me $7 to $10 to get it all the way across the U.S. now, which is the best it's ever been. It's like $9.88 is max. And that's the best that I've ever had. So Ground Advantage is great. Seemed to work pretty fast. I just had my first problem with them, and hopefully it's a one-off. It took a long time getting to CGC, so that's it. But Ground Advantage, I think you're probably over 2 pounds. You're probably still okay in the same price. I forget because I've done it so long. But it was
it goes up a little bit. It goes up a little bit
over 3. Okay. So but Ground Advantage is to me is a way to go, and then it also depends on what people pay for a book. If it's a few $100 or more, I might just do priority, just to be nice, not to deal with any of the BS. Just like as a customer, I offer free shipping on eBay, which is not the case. We all know that. So it just depends. But luckily, if I use Ground Advantage, the most I'm paying is $10, and that's from coast to coast for me, because I'm definitely at a disadvantage from people in the center of the country. Yeah, and I happen to send a lot of books that direction. I definitely sell more books east of the Mississippi. So
for this one, Doc Joe, what's that /? So /slice hard, and Mr. Chris Colbert hooked me up with Tim Seeley at STCC.
Oh, the little Tim Seeley sketch on there?
Free, man.
Nice.
That's beast.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I messaged him like 3 years ago. I'm like, hey, dude, do you just by chance have any of these? He's like, no. He goes, if you get one ever, let me know, and I'll just sign it. I'll do a remarking for free. I don't care. So I finally got one, and I sent it to him.
That's cool.
I was like, cool, dude. So this is on the trade paperback of that series. This is the cover.
Oh, so they use that cover for the trade? Is that why it got a little more fame? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I'll send this to you, Chris. So it's on the back. I don't want to open it up, but on the back, it looks like a dirt spot, but it's just like something on the inside of the bag. I don't want to.
Gotcha.
Take it. But, so, yeah. This is great. Yeah. So,
yeah, we're the same. It doesn't. Well, even what's crazy. Even California, or on the West Coast, I don't. If it's less than $1 difference on the Western United States, if it's less than $1, I just send priority. Just that's fine. I can deal with that.
I do. I think with me, I do the 1095, 1092, the double box, and I put one roll of. So this is how we've been doing it since the Forgotten 5 days. Is I just roll it once with bubble wrap, and I just kind of just tape it, and that's all I really do. Now
must mean the website. He must.
Oh,
I think he means it. I think he means the website, not his actual.
Oh yeah,
because they do have pretty cheap shipping. Also, I don't know what U.S. Mail Innovations is, but that's how they ship all their shit. And you pay more for priority because I bought so many books from them. History.
U.S. Mail Innovation is a collaborative effort between the post office and UPS.
Yes.
So UPS does its ground,
That makes sense.
UPS until it gets to your city, at which point UPS hands it over to the post office and they deliver it the last leg.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, they do that, and you can pay for them to upgrade to priority, which generally I don't do, and I haven't bought as much from them lately, not for any particular reason.
Yeah, that's all I got. Oh yeah, Chris, just send me your address again. I know you moved, so
I gotcha.
I'll send it out. Send it out tomorrow because I'm WFHing, so I can actually leave for a little bit and go to the store. But yeah, and I'll get rid of this stupid. You know what's funny? We always talk about it, right? Please use pull tabs. Just make a pull tab. It takes 2 seconds. When you have
Please use pull tabs. Yeah.
So play pull tabs and use pull tabs.
If you use blue tape, use the thick stuff if you can.
See, I know. I use the regular stuff.
It breaks, dude.
Ah,
It
come
breaks.
on. Use the regular blue.
That is a thick stuff.
Oh, is it okay? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean wide more than thick.
Oh, wide. I thought you meant like actual thick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the thin ones
Come
break,
on,
dude.
man.
I don't
Oh, you
care.
mean like the half the size, the halfers, like the half
Mhm.
size ones?
little TP tape? Yeah.
Yeah. The dollar store version of blue tape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all we got. Tuesday tomorrow, comics. Me and Carter. Tuesdays. I missed yesterday's on Carter's channel. I wasn't feeling great, obviously. So, yeah, that's it. Anybody else? Anybody promoting anything? No auctions or anything, Chris? Anything?
I've got I've got like 8 or 9 books that are running this weekend. Stuff like the lower graded stuff that came back from CGC out of this lot. So feel free to bid on it if you want to support. I would appreciate it as always.
Like, you got anything going?
No, not at all.
Okay. No whatnot sales or anything crazy? I don't know.
No. Working on that eBay.
Okay.
Working on that eBay Live website, bunch of shit, but nothing to announce yet.
Okay. Everyone on the panel should go to Stash only. Oh boy. You guys
Never happened, dude.
always want to go?
No, they don't never. Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's how it looks like. I have like a better chin, so I'm chilling with this thing. I'm doing this for fucking a lot longer than it was cool.
Just throwing it out there for people. Okay, cool. I'll make you pull tabs, Chris, or whoever you're gonna send it to.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cool. All right, everybody. We'll see everybody next week, or tomorrow. If you tune in tomorrow, we'll do it. And we're good. So, all right, everybody. We'll talk to everybody later. So, deuces, everybody.
Later.